Well,
all right.
what's up?
What's up? All right, I'm going to go ahead and post social links in the background.
Guys, is this any better?
Yeah, let us know if it's any better. We attempted
I'm gonna
to
load this
start
here.
over. We have one viewer. Thank you for coming back. And we're going to see if it's any better. Otherwise, we're Mr. Roboto.
It's very random.
Very
I
random.
want to see. Sorry, I told you I'm like so scattered right now.
109.5. Welcome to 109.5 HotMakes Radio. Sounds good at the moment. All right.
Okay.
We're finally back. All right, let's just roll with
myself
it.
because I want to know.
Everybody
it sounds
said,
okay on
better.
Twitch
Sounds
right
good.
now. Yeah, it sounds fine on Twitch. So.
All right. Let's just roll with it. Let's grab Matt if he's ready, and let's do this.
I'm going to send him a link real quick.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. That sucked. And it was like bouncing between good and bad and all that. Weird. So far, so good. It's working.
All right,
now.
You should be joining here in a second.
Ooh. Matt's going to be joining us just a minute, and we're going to have some fun with Matt. Hopefully, Geary has some cool stuff to share with us because during the reboot, I didn't have any stuff to share with you anyway. So
I have stuff to share.
Yeah, you have it up. I think you're ready. Geary's just jealous of Wally. Yeah.
He gets all the attention.
The only bouncing was your sound. I love it. Well, go share the link with everybody.
Yeah,
Let's get some love for Matt. Yeah, I'm not sure what is happening, to be fair. It was crazy, crossed everything.
Yeah.
And so we just rebooted everything, and it looks like StreamYard was having some issues with other streams as well.
StreamYard.
Yeah, we definitely had, and some other people were saying that StreamYard was having issues with other chats as well, or other streams as well. But yeah,
I think we're good now, though. Everybody says we're good. So
all right, let's do this. I know we're running a little bit late because of this audio garbage, but without further ado, he's here. He's with us. It is my pleasure to introduce Matt Hobbs. Matt, how you doing? Whoa,
dude! Quit clicking the button.
In and out. How you doing?
Oh my gosh.
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good.
Apparently, I think we're doing good now, but
yeah. I think we're doing much better. We actually have audio, so that's
we're professionals here, folks.
Yeah. I got to tell you, 109 episodes, and I can't remember maybe one other time that we ever had audio issues like that. So hey, that's a pretty good track record. How you been?
Good.
Nice.
I had it all. Been a busy day.
Yeah, very busy. Well, I know you're super busy, and you just got out of a meeting, and we appreciate you squeezing some time in for us. We are just super stoked to talk to you about all things Wally, as we can see behind you, and of course, perfect timing to talk about the telescope, if you can talk about that too. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we can talk about any of that. It's all open source. It's all NASA. All the missions are free for anybody to see.
Nice. Cool. I love that. But let's start with who you are, like what you do, and maybe where people could find you after the stream, and then let's dive right into it.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm Matt Hobbs, originally from Huntsville, Alabama. I just moved out to California in October. After finishing up integration for the James Webb, I was working for a company called Nexolve that built the sun shields in Huntsville. And then we helped integrate out here, and I found out I really liked it out here and decided I would make the move, and they had a job for me here. So, opportunity presented itself, and here I am. Other than that, it's my hobbies are droid building. I mean, that's basically all I do. Working droids.
Well, that's pretty dang awesome that you get to work on that you worked on, right? The James Webb, and I definitely want to dive into that. But but first, you said your hobby is droid building. We can see right behind you any phenomenal
Yeah.
Wally going on right there. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, he was a challenge build. Someone said, we were at Dragon Con. They were like, okay, you can't build one of those in a year. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll have one at Dragon Con next year. And
that's how I operate.
right.
I love it.
It was like, let's do it. So he and Mike Senna and Michael McMaster talked a little bit. They were the founders of the club, and they had a lot of things going on. And it was just a perfect time that another builder had already started making the track system. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. If I can get the track system built, I can get everything else done without an issue. So we went through, built the track system with him, and then used a little bit of input from Mike because he was using the same thing. So it's his design system with the metal tracks. And then I think is Mark D. Grunham, I think that's his last name, that did the open source track system. And then so we took and got that one built. And, there's the first, and there was one of my other hobbies, that 1930 Model A. But
oh man,
those are too big and it's way too expensive. So not expensive either, right? But once we did that, and Mike was really gracious that he lent me his droid. He was sick at the time, and he was like, I can't use it. So here, take the droid. I was working in California in a hotel, so he trusted me to take the droid. And then I took it all apart, parts everywhere. Took and measured everything, the droid, just so that we could get all the measurements for the club. And that's where Seth Kelly came in. And then he came in and did the new club interface that we have now. He did took all of those measurements and went through thousands of screenshots and got the files that we're using for this new one back here, which is Wally 2.0. And those are open source for the club. So that's kind of where things went. Another guy, Wayne, was one that had the head mechanism. So he had a bunch of drawings and it had a guy do a bunch of design work. So then we took and redid all of that and made it producible.
Nice.
Ended up with where we're at now. And then we went through, the first paint job was really crappy. I don't know if you've got a picture of that. I should have told you to get one. It's like from the way back from first Dragon Con, and it was what I perceived as an old rust bucket. So that's what I did. But then a little bit later on, Pixar approached us and they're like, okay, you'll redo your Wally to what we would like it to be done to. Then, we'll let you be the first approved Wally to be approved for the park use.
Nice.
And we went through,
so cool.
There he is. So he went from that to what Pixar approved and what he is now. And then we've gotten a few more people approved, and we do like the private events and stuff in the parks that we can actually use these guys for. So it's really cool that they allow us to do that.
I love that. I love how they bring in people like for every type of of
Seeing the
fandom.
stuff,
It's not just
Mandalorian and everything.
Yeah.
All the fan groups in has just been
yeah.
amazing. Now, if they would just do a live action Wally, we would be.
There you go. So
Oh, no.
what is Wally like? What's the predominant? Is it 3D printed? Is it like a combination?
It's a combination of all the elements, everything but wood, I think. So, I mean, it is 3D printed. All the exterior body is. The interior of this one is a steel frame. And then the new one that we're doing is all aluminum with aluminum extrusion and a couple of different flat pack systems that we've David's designed. But this one is, and the tracks are molded. So I took and 3D printed apart and then made silicon molds for that. And then, cast those in a urethane, I think BJB urethane, so which we can get the links to all of those. They're all on my pages if anybody needs links for that stuff.
That's awesome. And you reference in the page, you're talking about your Facebook group, right?
Facebook, yeah. Okay. My Facebook page, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll get a link in that. We'll get a link to that. I think it's already in the description.
Yeah, there's a link to it.
We'll definitely post one too, because I think this is such a cool thing. And It looks like you have some other droids behind you too. So right over your
Yes.
shoulder there.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Mo is sitting here. Then we've got the Wally 2.0. We've got the R2 Dome. I'm redoing that to put the periscope in.
Nice.
Then I've got the scrubber droid on this side over there. That one was actually on the production set for Obi-Wan, but didn't get chosen
Ooh.
to use.
Oh,
The cool thing is they actually weathered it for me, so it looks really good.
that is so cool.
Out of it being on set, so that was really cool.
Yeah, no, that's super cool that you got to have it on set at least.
Yeah.
And oh, there you go. Nice.
Oh, look at
So
that.
good. So good.
It's got the real ice cream. He goes over and she's like, "It's an ice cream thing. Let's put ice cream sandwiches in there." And I'm like, "That's perfect."
That's so good. I love that.
So
Surprise.
we did that. So that's one we took to Celebration. They had asked us to build one of those for the droid rooms. So
The recent celebration, were you at that one?
well, it was, yes.
Just curious. I missed that one. I'm sad about it.
It was great. It was a good turnout.
That's what I've heard.
That's so good.
Oh, look at
And
that.
there's Mo. This is
Oh,
that.
man.
So this was done by Matthew Zertz.
Mhm.
Files are, and then some of the programming and stuff is done by Stefan. Which, you know, talking about all these other guys I'm mentioning is that, you know, I'm not a one person does it all thing.
Sure.
The team of friends, I guess. We're not in, you know, a team of people. We've built some really good relationships over the past 5 or 6 years. And, you know, I've only been doing this maybe 6 years now, I guess,
Wow.
Mhm.
as a hobby. And, you know, I couldn't do it without the other people that I work for. One, we help motivate each other and push each other along. But then we all have our shortcomings and we all have our things that we're really good at. So, I mean,
Sure.
it's like, you know, that's why we have these communities. And, you know, if you're getting into this new, then my biggest advice is, you know, build some friendships. Don't just ask questions. Try to build, you know, some true friendships in these groups. Because there's a lot of great people out there.
Yes.
That's great advice, and it's cool to have a good core around you.
Yeah.
You know, just like that's a good segue, right? Just like you know, working on the James Webb, you guys didn't do everything, right? You did your piece, and what piece was that? So we can talk about that.
So I started, the sun shields is what I worked on. So it's the big silver things that are underneath the mirrors. So they're separating the mirrors from space or from the sun, basically on the hot side. So all of that silver and the purple, that's what we built. Each one of those is around the size of a tennis court. They're about 40 feet by 80 feet, I think, is what the measurement is. I'd have to look and see. Don't hold me to that. We're never supposed to mention numbers that we don't know they're right. So,
so you said like the size of a tennis court?
yes.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that from that first picture.
Yeah, the scale is so deceiving on this.
Yes.
Those are tennis court size from the width and the length of the tennis court.
Wow.
So they had a really cool stream the whole time they were building this, right? In that building.
Right.
So you guys were inside there working?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I spent the last 6 years of the program out there, probably at least 3 to 8 months out of the year.
Wow.
Just and all of that in a hotel room, you know. So it was good money, but it was a rough way of living. That's a lot of team members there, which are amazing.
Right. That would be rough.
Bill group there.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was an amazing trip. I mean, what we did and what we got to do, and you know, I've been told that I had the most gloved hands-on usage of the sun shields from all the way from the beginning. When I came in, I started as a technician on what they call the template layers, and then did that for around 6 months. And Craig was like, "Hey, do you want to, you know, manage the guys?" We only had like 4 at the time. I'm like, "Sure." You know, I had done that previously. I came from the sign industry, so my education is only 2 years.
Nice.
So I do not have an engineering degree, which makes what I've achieved, you know, a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's just by a lot of hard work and, putting all the things. I should have finished school, but I didn't.
I love that though, because
advice is if you're going to do this kind of work, finish your school early. Try to get it done while you're young, because the older you get, the harder it is.
Right.
There's so many people though right now that don't have like an education that are doing these kinds of things that are just self-taught or starts as hobbies, and I love hearing those stories because not everything has to be streamlined, cookie cut school. I'm not saying don't go to school, guys, but there's so many different paths that you can take in your interests. So
right. They're even down to the technician level. I mean, these guys make good money. And you can start out. It's better to have a school background in there, and you'll make more coming in as far as that goes. But if you know someone, you're lucky enough to find your way in. It's where, and start with a smaller company, and you'll grow from there. I was really lucky. I was in the right place at the right time.
Right.
I designed a piece of hardware. They couldn't get enough stuff done, so I designed something for one of the engineers there, and he showed it to his boss, and he was like, "Man, that's good." He said, "This guy got a job," and they come and offered me a job, so it was
nice
there. And then I worked that for a couple of years in the management. I went into what they call a manufacturing engineer position, which is basically the translator between the engineering team and the manufacturing team, and we just try to all make everything work well together where we can produce it and design it. Did that, and then it was always hands. I was working a working manager, I guess is what it was, and I led by doing that, and I think that's what made my team so successful, is that I was always in there with them. I never left them out to hang or something like that. It's always get in there. If I knew if I could do it, they could do it.
That's awesome.
They do it better than me. So
that's the difference between a manager and a leader.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what that is. Because you can sit back in an office and say, "Go do this," but if you're out there, you're leading the team. You're in your hands are dirty. Well, in your case, your gloves. That's really what does make a team. And that if you can find that in a company, grab it and run with it. Because
in the bigger companies that you get in, smaller companies, it's easy for that to happen. But the bigger ones are so subdivided. It's really hard to that mix.
So I think Gary has some more pictures for us. If you're watching and you're not sure what we're talking about the new James Webb Telescope. It's out there now. We just saw some phenomenal pictures that just came back from that thing. It's the biggest telescope we've ever launched, right?
Correct.
And it took what 6 to 8 years or something like that to build.
No, this was over 20 years to build.
Oh, from the start?
From design to build.
Okay.
I've been for 11 years.
Oh, wow. Jeez. So I guess I came in late. I have a good friend of mine. He may be watching right now. Hey, Steve, thanks for taking care of the animals. So he like, you got to check this out. There's this room, there's this telescope, and he was showing me this stuff, and it was like nothing in this room yet. He's like watching it every day, seeing what's going on, and then you start seeing stuff, and it's really cool to kind of like check in on it periodically, and just all of a sudden there's stuff there. Then there's more stuff. Then it's looking like something, and what's even cooler is that we probably checking in on that. I saw you as one of the white, one of the white suited people running around in there. But I think we have some pictures. We have a picture there of the actual telescope. I think Gary has that.
Sorry, what was that?
Do you have a picture? Do you have a picture of the actual, like the whole telescope?
Just this one. I mean, I can pull something up though.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Nice. We saw that a minute ago. We were talking about that foil. You said is each one of those like a tennis ball size.
Tennis
court.
Yeah, there's a big difference there.
Yeah. Tennis ball court.
One tenth the thickness of human hair. So so each one of those sun shields can weigh less than 15 pounds.
How delicate is that?
They're delicate.
Yeah.
How does that hold up in space then?
But a little thinner, but in tensile and strength, it's really strong. But if you do put a hole in it or something, then it does tear.
So hopefully it never gets hit by a piece of space garbage.
It's designed to absorb that, though. It's quilted basically together, so it's quilted in a section by section size. So if something does go through it and it does do a tear, it'll go to a point and stop.
Oh wow!
Rip stops. But even with this, we did a lot of testing with the stuff tensioned, and you shoot something at it and it just goes directly through it. It doesn't tear it.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
That's cool.
That's it all folded up so they could fit in the fuselage, right?
Correct. Yep. That's
wow.
Awesome.
So when you saw recently, I mean, you had to be super stoked when it actually got launched. It was up. It was like, hey, look, it's actually out there now, right? What was your feeling when that happened? And then like late last week, or I think it was last week, when we saw the first pictures, like, can you describe that as someone who worked on this thing? I can only imagine what that felt like.
I've got a video out there that's of Wally watching the launch, and I was kind of behind. And that feeling was good. We got it off the ground. We know it's on its way. And really, what hit me is they didn't expect it. It came off the secondary launch, and it released, and then we got that glimpse of the solar array opening up, and that was just like, oh, it's working. It's all doing what it's supposed to. But nothing was as good as those first images. When I saw those, I was by myself, and I'm gonna get teary thinking about it now. But it was like, okay, we just saw something that this is brand new. Now we're discovering to look at everything out there. And what I heard it from one of the scientists, he's like, we're disappointed. He's like, there's no black space. There's stuff everywhere. And they're expecting that it be earlier, and they're not. It's not going to be as populated, but it just continues and continues to go. So it's just another one of those things of saying, I mean, we can't be the only ones out there. It's just, and I'm glad that we're learning all the things we are, and the discoveries that this thing's going to make is going to be amazing. And I sit back and I look, and my dad's not with me anymore, but he would be, wow, you're going to be in the books, in the history books, writing with this kind of stuff. So
absolutely,
that gives me chills. I love that.
It's I don't know how to describe it, and I've tried to 100 times, but I think that was a pretty good one. But it's cool.
It's beyond
congrats
cool,
on that, really.
You have achieved something that almost nobody watching now or gonna watch in the future will ever have achieved ever, right? You were a part of this one piece that's out there in space. You had a big part of that, and no one's ever gonna do that again. That's out there. It's gone. It's never coming back, right? And your work is like, I can only imagine during launch and stuff, the tension, like, please don't explode or something.
Yeah.
There was a joke like, if it does explode, then it not working will not be our fault. But we never wanted that to happen. And we're glad that we got to see all the, there were hundreds and hundreds of single point failures on the thing. And it's just like, we were all on chat. It's like, okay, did this go? Did this happen? Did this go? What fired next? And just watching all the different things, and getting a little hiccup or something, you're like, oh no, what do we do? And there's all these contingencies, and we had all these test fixtures set up to be able to test things if something went wrong, and we never had to use them, which was really good. Everything worked.
That is so good, right? I mean, I just want to, on behalf of all of us, thank you for your work on this thing, because it's, like you said, it is going to be in history books. I mean, we're seeing things that literally have never been seen before. I mean, I don't understand in my brain, like, I haven't read enough to understand how these pictures are actually transformed from the infrared and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But holy moly, I mean,
that's a whole nother job of the artistry that it takes to transform these. I mean, a lot of it's done electronically, but then a lot of it is the artists that are doing the work of helping us to visualize what's coming back from the computers.
That's phenomenal. And these pictures are just
it's
crazy.
I mean,
That
just,
one right there, I saw that one right here, and I was just like, what is happening right now? You know what I mean? Like,
and now we're able to see through those dust clouds and see what's over, beyond it or what's inside it. So
It just doesn't look real.
yeah,
No,
agreed.
it really doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like the backdrop of like a Star Wars poster or something. I'm gonna be real with you. And the quality on it, it's so crisp. Like,
yeah, and once they start doing the planetary studies, that's really what I'm looking forward to, of seeing, what's in some of the atmospheres of the planets, and can they detect life on some of these other planets?
So good. That's going to be absolutely crazy.
This the first one?
This was the first one. So this
Yeah.
was taking, and each one of those is not just a planetary system. Those are galaxies with billions of planets inside each one of those things. So
really?
Yeah.
It like almost depresses me though, because the odds of us finding out anything about these places while we're still here is kind of small,
Not unless somebody comes and visits us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but it's gonna take time, and it's just.
But we have to come up with a way to be able to travel at light speed. So if all these young engineers come up with that, let's come
right.
on.
Well, that is so cool, man. And there's no words for it. I'm just looking at this. It's just super incredible. And I think a lot of us don't even understand fully what we're looking at, to be fair. I mean, I look at this and I'm like, wow, that is super cool. But now I need to go read a book, or it's like, well, they don't have encyclopedias anymore. I mean, they should, but you know what I mean? Like, I need to go.
You got to think of it. Another thing that really blows my mind is that some of those that they're saying are billions of years old. It has taken that photon, I think that's the proper name, a billion years to get to us, or however long that light was. So a billion light years to get that pixel to us to be able to see it. So whatever we're seeing is over a billion years old. So I mean, we're seeing in the past.
Wow. That's
and to hear the scientists talk about it is that really hurts your head.
Well, I know we're a little late. We had to restart the stream, and hopefully audio has been good. No one's been saying it isn't, so that's pretty cool. Any cool stuff? I know we got Wally moving now again. And any fun projects that you're working on that you can talk about now? Like, I know you said 2.0 is coming.
Yeah, 2.0 is coming. He'll be done probably in the next month. So that'll put him at about a 3-month build, I hope.
Oh, wow.
Done in. And then after that, we've got a few things for some other Star Wars droids we're going to be working on. And then we also work, well, I'll do a shameless plug while we're here, is the Kyber control system. So we're going through an update on that and be pushing that out here probably in the next month or so. So if anybody's interested in that, go to the Kyber Control Facebook page and you can see that.
What is that, just so we know?
It's a control system it's what Wally uses. So it basically turns your RC transmitter it gives you a button pad so that now you can play your sound on this button pad instead of having to have a different controller or something that you would have to use Bluetooth with or something like that. So it's an all RC system.
That's awesome.
And it does all your sounds, and it does motions through the Maestro motion controllers.
Super cool.
No programming needed to use one of these. It's all web based. So you can just log into it through a Wi-Fi, and then you can do all of your settings and stuff in there. So we tried to make the system really easy for beginners to start picking up and using, and mainly because we want people to go to RC for their controllers because it's safer. The Bluetooths and stuff are great. You can hide them, you can keep them in your pocket, but you're limiting yourself on your range for one, and then you have losing those signals and losing control of your droid. So
we have a runaway Wally. He's like,
he's dangerous.
that would be awesome.
So
Well,
I have to ask, are you were at WonderCon and you were at Celebration. Are you guys going to San Diego?
Yes, we will be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay, let me know where you're going to be. I want to come find you.
Awesome. Yeah, reach out
Yes.
to me on Facebook. We'll be there with me, and we'll have Rusty also.
Very fun.
Yeah. So that's the other little droid that's fun to drive. He's a little pit
Nice.
droid on the bike.
do you have a table or anything, or are you just going to be walking?
We'll just be walking. We'll probably go from the hotel and bring him down and just do like a day or two with him, and then do the rest of the con without any droids. We didn't see a droid booth this year. I wish we had, and waited
That'd
too.
be cool.
Shannon, you're going to have to connect with Matt. We've got to get some pictures.
I will
with
attempt,
you.
man.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not in rescue, because that's just going to be a project. Fly will not leave me alone right now. Sorry. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, but I'm there all 4 days, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
have
be
one
fun.
more day to pack.
Yes. Well, anything else? Geary, do you have any questions for Matt before we go?
I need to upgrade sometime soon.
we need to upgrade you.
Yeah.
We can do that. We have a team of experts.
We need an animatronic body for me for when we go to shows, so that I can drive around.
That would be awesome. We should make a full body Geary, and then when we do shows, we could have Geary, like his head is his head, and then like he gets to walk around, and yeah, that would be awesome.
Knowing me, all I would get is I get to be one of the gears in like Wally's track system. Like it's just me in there. That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah. What
You'll
we're
end
gonna
up-
do is we're gonna put you on a cell phone screen, and we'll just carry you. Nice. Well,
Thanks, I appreciate
Matt,
it.
thank you for bearing with us tonight. I know we had a crazy stream in the beginning. We're going to re-upload, and hopefully it'll be okay with that. And then, thanks for joining us. I cannot in words say thank you enough for the project you worked on with the help with the telescope, and I can't wait to see where this thing goes. And it's really cool to say, hey, I talked to somebody in person, well, virtually in person, that had like a lot of hands-on experience with that. And anytime you want to come back, we would love to see your new stuff. We would love to see any new droids or when you got the new control system. If you want to come on and talk about that, we would love to hear about that, because I did one of the battle racers tripod is with us, and really he built it. I just brought a bunch of parts and I had the tracks ready. And then he's like, get out of here. I'm going to do it for you. So I ran away. He sabotaged it. It broke down. That's not true, but it's fun to say. But it's really cool, because I wonder if we can incorporate stuff that you're working on into those, the little projects and stuff that we work on as well. So we'll have to talk about that.
Collaboration. So, I mean, if there's anybody that ever has some cool ideas, throw them our way. We'll just see what we can do with it.
Oh, I love it. Well, we'll check out. Can you shout out the group one more time?
Which group?
The Facebook group, the one that.
Matt Hobbs is for me, and then if you want the Kyber control, which is KYBER control systems, you can check that out there. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok under Matt Droids.
Matt Droids.
Find me on those. MATTS Droids.
Nice. And we'll have all those in the description below. Anything else, Shannon, before we take off?
Oh, not from me, guys. My head's fried right now trying to pack so I can get to San Diego. But yeah, thanks for coming and talking, though, because the whole space thing is like, it blows my mind. And then it puts me into this like position though where I sit here and I'll think about this now for the rest of the night. So I guess what I'm saying is thank you. But
no, that's so cool. I hope you guys connect. I would love to see like a picture or with you and any of the droids too. And
I'll try. I know.
I don't think you'll be with us next Monday, right? You'll be in the air. I think you'll be flying back.
Yeah.
So we'll I think next Monday, I think this is the 25th. We have our friends at Cookie Cat on. So come join us for that. We're going to talk about some really cool stuff with Cookie Cat on the 25th. And anything else? Geary, anything else before we go?
No, I'm good.
Matt, hang out right there. We'll be right back with you. Everybody else, thank you for bearing with us tonight. Thank you for being here. And we will see you next week right here on HotMakes. See you later, everybody.